Welcome to Gen X TrustFall, the podcast dedicated to planned and unplanned midlife changes and the ability to trust in the unknown. I'm Carla Loomis. In today's episode, we begin with a funny but possibly offensive conversation about finding a new sibling. Amy and I describe our dream sisters and brothers that might be discovered with the magic of commercial DNA kits. And during the discussion, we create a new type of dinner party. Next, in an amazing interview, I talk with Hollywood actor and producer Ricardo Salinas. As a founding member of the comedy troupe Culture Clash, Rick describes his career path in media, Teatro Campesino, and eventually Hollywood. However, a horrific event in the middle of this journey almost put an end to Rick's life. In telling his story of survival, positivity, and optimism, Rick has gained this podcaster's undying admiration for life. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoy. P.S. If you are easily offended, it's totally okay to skip to the 15-minute mark. Okay. Amy, thanks for being back here.
Love it. Thanks for having me.
You're the best person for this question because you will talk famous people all day long.
You got it, girl. I'm your girl.
Okay. So I started thinking we could all have a sibling that we don't know about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people our age are finding that they have siblings they didn't know about through DNA, family ancestry or 23andMe. So I started thinking if I found out I was related to someone famous, like if I had a famous brother or sister, who would I want it to be? So I want to ask you that question first. Which famous person, if you found out you had a sibling, which famous person would you want it to be?
Okay, I have two, maybe three, Carla.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Right.
My first number one is Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be fun? And by the way, she's my sibling. No one else gets her. I picked her first.
Okay. I won't say her. I do. Yeah. I love her.
I love her too. And she's really funny. She's probably, dare I say, the funniest female comedian ever. And I know people are going to say Carol Burnett or I don't know who else. Sorry, that girl's funny.
She is funny. I mean, Veep is one of my favorite shows.
Oh, I was thinking about Veep today too with her on it. I was actually going to ask you because I remember, you started it and I was highly recommended it. Like, that's a great show. Yeah, Veep, The Old Adventures of New Christine. That's sort of a sleeper, but she's hilarious. And come on, Elaine Bennis. I can't without laughing.
I know.
Like just
agree.
Sponge-worthy all in itself.
Yeah, agree.
And how she always hit the guys. Pushed them.
She did do a lot of hitting. And I really admire that in a woman. And you can't do it anymore. You can't even hit a man what the fuck?
Yeah, well, exactly.
You can't do it.
No, and she's, just so you know, she's a Northwestern grad. She's really, I'm just going to say getting into Northwestern's not easy. Very smart gal. Right?
Yes.
Been married forever.
Yeah, love it. I love it. That's a great choice.
Her.
I love that.
Listen to her podcast. In fact, go on her podcast, Carla.
I'm going to work on that.
Yeah, because she's a respectful, kind.
Yes.
I just love her.
I do too. Agree. That was a great choice.
Yeah, thank you. She's my number one. And just for the record, people have said I look like her. People say Elaine Bennis sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the non-Italian version. I'm the Italian version, I should say, of Elaine Bennis.
Yeah. Well, she would only be half Italian probably then if you discovered,
Right. Yeah. Unless my mother had a baby. Oh, no, what am I saying? I'm Italian on both sides. Correct.
That's true. Yeah.
She'd have to be half Italian.
I love
Julia
it.
Louis-Dreyfus. Thank you.
I do. I love it.
So, yeah. Okay. Can I go to my second?
Please do.
This is another one no one else gets, but I think most women would say this woman. But I pray Michelle Obama and I are related. Let's just hope. Because she is
I know.
the classiest, smartest,
Agree.
unbelievably kind friggin' human being ever.
Agree.
And I dare to say it, and I don't even say dare to say, I was more worried about Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the best first lady we've ever had.
Yes, agree. 100%.
So, I mean,
I can't disagree with anything. Yeah.
no, I want to be her sibling.
Yeah. It would be
Just
that would be a dream.
Right?
Yes.
That's a dream. Oh my gosh. And so let's get her on this podcast. And by the way, I'm sitting in on that one and we're doing it live.
Okay.
And Carla,
Okay.
if Julia Louis-Dreyfus or Michelle Obama turn out to be my siblings, you will be their first stop.
Oh,
This
thank you.
podcast will be their first stop.
Well, that's why, it's too bad you and I are not technically related. That would be great.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. You got two really good ones. Do you have a third?
I do.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay. I want a brother.
Oh, no, you don't.
Something I've never had. Well, I don't know. Like, I think if I found this brother, I think it would have done me good if I found him when I was younger. But he's also super funny.
I think I know what you're
smart.
going to say. I feel like
okay.
But
go
ahead.
You want to
guess? Rob Lowe.
No.
What?
Okay, hang on. With Rob Lowe, he's adorable. I can't have him as a brother. I might have wanted to date him in a different life. Heck no.
Okay.
But he is funny and he's adorable. And he's happily married. So I really don't want to, as am I, by the way. I don't really want to date him because I also love that he's happily married. But can't be my sibling. So
Okay.
no, you guessed it wrong.
Okay, I did. Sorry.
Okay, do you want to take another guess? Because I thought you were going to get it. Because I always say, I love this man. I always say it. And he's off the beaten path a little bit.
Steve Kornacki.
Oh, I do love Steve Kornacki. But again, the crush is too real.
Oh, and he's young.
Because
How old is he? He's
too young for me.
He's too young to be
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is too young to be my brother. Yeah, okay. Maybe you're not going to get it, but should I give you one more guess?
Can
I give you a hint?
Yes.
He's political.
Oh, of course. Jon Stewart.
You got it, baby. So for years, I have watched The Daily Show. Well, he's back, but he wasn't on for a while. Since whenever it started with Jon Stewart. And forever when people have said, who do you love? Like, what star who do you want to marry? Who's the cutest star? Whatever. Jon Stewart. But I really don't want to marry him. Again, happily married. But what a great brother to have. If he was my older brother, I'd be so much smarter.
I hate to break it to you about brothers.
Well, if I found him and we didn't live in the same house, maybe, but he was my older brother.
Finding him now, yes, it would be different. You would probably still see him as smart if you found him now. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, you mean if I found him when he was young, you can't see him as smart?
It's hard.
I don't know if he'd be my older brother. I'd be his older sister because I really don't know his age.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, he's looking kind of old, so I would say he's close to our age, but he might be a couple years younger, actually.
I would call my brother every Sunday and have a long chat with him about politics and learn and learn and learn.
That would be fun. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so those are my three. Should I just ask you now?
Okay, this is weird.
It's weird.
It's weird, and people might not get the reference to it because they're not super well known, but I love authors, and I tend to get crushes on authors. And so one of my favorite authors, when I need something kind of light and not a deep book or whatever, is David Sedaris.
Oh,
And he is hilarious. He's really smart. His books are great. And I just love him. And he has a sister named Amy Sedaris.
Oh, yeah, I know Amy. Wait, that's his sister?
Yeah, it's his sister. And she's fucking hilarious. And I feel I don't need another brother, but I do feel like David Sedaris. He could be my brother. And I would love Amy Sedaris as a sister because they are so funny.
They are funny. And Amy Sedaris is Strangers with Candy. Yes, Strangers with Candy, huh?
Yeah.
Let me just look her up. Yeah, she's funny. Oh, okay. You guys could write books together.
I don't know.
You and David.
Yeah, we could have a lot of fun. I feel like we really could have a great time. And he's been on the talk circuit lately, but his books just, I love them. I freaking love them. I taught one of his short stories in class when I had all adults, like they were all over 18. It was so inappropriate for school. I mean, in a regular school, I would have been fired for teaching that story, but it was so good. It was so good.
Wait, what book was it?
He does a lot of short stories and then puts them together in a book. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I'll find it and give it to you. But anyway, I just highly recommend him. And I love her. And I follow her on Instagram, and she always like reposts these crazy people dancing from the 60s and the 70s. It's so freaking funny. So I would want them. They have to come as a pair though. So I don't want to only be like have him. He's my brother, but she's not my sister. I want to find both of them at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe you could, or they can find you.
Or they can find me. Oh, and I think they're around the same age. I don't know who would be older and younger, but yeah, I think we could make up for some lost time.
Agreed. And could you imagine the dinner party that I'm going to throw for me and my siblings, Jon Stewart and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and you and your siblings, David and Amy Sedaris?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and if Michelle, my other sister, will just grace us with her presence, and I mean that in all sincerity. And it's not sarcastic.
We could do the t-shirts, like we could say something like, like people do for family reunions. They make t-shirts for their reunion.
Oh, yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah.
And you're good at making t-shirts, so you could design the t-shirt.
Yes, Carla and I do like to make t-shirts for special occasions for our friends. We do. And I do take that task on.
You do a great job. We're going to have to think of a really good name for our dinner party where everyone wears their t-shirt.
For all of our illegitimate siblings.
Maybe it's the dad's faces on her shirt or something.
So perhaps, yeah, a name with illegitimate in it. And
the bastard dinner. We can call it the bastard dinner.
Bitches and bastards eat together.
The feast of the bastards. We got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was just thinking of the word feast too. Oh my God. Love it. Feast with the bastard feast. Feast with the bastards. Yeah, love it.
I love it.
Carla, is that your only one, or do you have another? Or are we just sticking with David and Amy?
I mean, I'm not sure I can top them. I don't think I can top them. I was going to go for someone like, of course, I was thinking Oprah, right? Like, damn. But I don't know. I feel like she's almost too much for me. I don't know if I could be myself around her, you know?
Well, and also it's almost too easy. Oprah and I kind of cheated with Michelle. Like, who doesn't want to be their siblings? It's almost too easy.
Yeah, of course.
Not unique enough, right?
No, but I would pick you too. I would like to have you as a sister. So
me?
You can come to my bastard dinner.
Thank you. I want us to be bastards together. I'd love to have you as a sister, but we've kind of played that role anyway.
We kind of are bastards too. So hey, we can use the term, loosely in both ways.
Bastard sisters. First of all, Bastard Sisters is a funny shirt. Like, I might have to do that for our next t-shirt for our friends, because that's just a good shirt. Bastard Sisters. Oh my God. Yeah. And so we have to just say that people always think we're sisters.
That's true. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. The two little Italianos.
Yeah. And who knows? Well, we won't go there, but.
No, and I have to laugh because I've been saying that my whole life. And so I might want to stop saying the two little Italianos, because we used to be little.
Well, we're still short. We're still short. So if you're going to use it in that way, then yeah, it's still accurate. But all right.
That's true. And I just thought of something before I let you go. We're going to have to get on a healthy eating plan because all of our bastard siblings keep themselves in shape.
Yeah, they do. Agree.
Yeah. We can't have them beating us, Carla.
No. I mean, and they don't want to meet their fat half sister.
The fat bastards.
Amy and David are going to have a field day with their little fat sister that they just found. So,
They're not coming to our dinner party because they don't want to sit with two fat bastards.
or with the measly salad we're going to prepare because we're on diet.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this was fun. This was a good, I mean, this is making me laugh. This was a good laugh.
Well, here's to, if you do have a brother or sister out there, I hope they're very famous and very funny.
Right back at you, girl. And then
Thanks.
I can't, listen, I'm signed up for the dinner party, so just find some bastards to bring.
Okay. I'm going to go on 23andMe right now. I haven't gotten any alerts in a long time, so I'm going to go check mine.
I'll do the same. We got to have our bastard feast. It's got to happen.
Oh my God. All right. Thanks, Amy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
My name is Ricardo Salinas, also known as Rick, the shortened version. I was born in El Salvador, Central America. Came up to the United States with the classic immigrant story, as if, we were going to Ellis Island, but we ended up in Los Angeles. My father, mother, and sister. My father had come up here prior to try to get a job. Once he did, he sent for us. Classic story. I was 5 years old, so I spoke only Spanish, and eventually we moved up to San Francisco to the Mission District, which is a predominantly Latino community, but it's pan-Latino, which is very interesting. It's like you have Nicaraguenses, Mexicanos, Chicanos, Cubans, Spanish people from Spain. It's Puerto Ricans. That's what I grew up with, but in my classroom, it was all English, so I had to learn English the hard way. I would be made fun of when I would confuse the word kitchen with chicken. I don't know how that happened, but it just, you could tell, right? The two words are alike.
Of course.
And I'll never forget that in the third grade, I had a teacher, Mrs. Rolap. And after kids were laughing at me because of, my accent and everything, she put me in the front of the class and she said, okay, how many of you know how to speak two languages? And back then it was predominantly a white school, and nobody raised their hand and goes, well, Ricardo is very special. He knows how to speak two languages, Spanish and English. Anyway, to make a long story short, that teacher changed my life. Everyone wanted to know Spanish words. She, and a lot of people, teachers are so important that that teacher literally changed the whole trajectory of me being in denial. Cause, I remember even not wanting to speak and not wanting to be, but anyway, I went through the whole school system here in San Francisco. Eventually we moved to the only suburb of San Francisco, which is Daly City.
Mm-hmm.
And there I went to Jefferson High School, which was also totally every nationality. I grew up with every nationality. For some reason, people from San Francisco were able to buy homes, the blue collar, the salt of the earth people. So those were all my friends. And I almost went into the Air Force. They saw that I was a perfect candidate. I got people visiting me from the Air Force, taking me to basketball games, buying me, you know what I mean? Until I had a cousin that was teaching at San Francisco State University. And he literally grabbed me by my ears and said, you're going to college.
Don't do it.
You know what I mean? Do not go into that. And there's people in the military that you got to respect,
of course.
But still the way they do it, my high school counselor said, well, there's all these trades and I wanted to do something more. I know I did, but they kind of just pigeonhole you, And
Do you think that was because of your immigrant status or the color of your skin?
All the above. I think they just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was looked different. I'm other than, which is crazy. Luckily, I went to San Francisco State and I don't know how I did it, but I graduated in broadcasting communications,
Okay.
BA. And then I realized that it was a difficult program to get into. So I took all these other classes and I took speech communications. And when I was going to graduate, they said, hey, wait a minute, you only need like 4 more or 6 more units for another degree. And so I stayed back another semester and I
Okay.
was able to get 2 degrees. I mean, me, the immigrant from El Salvador, the first one in the family, the whole
Yeah.
family to go to college, you know. So I don't know how I did it, but I had something in. And, you know, to be honest, I really wanted to do theater, but because I was an immigrant, you know, first generation, I guess it would
Right.
be,
Right.
or
Yeah.
I couldn't tell my parents that. So I took broadcasting, which was close enough. Well, luckily I was able to land a job at an NBC affiliate, KRON TV in San Francisco.
Yeah.
There was a show called Home Turf, and it was when rap started. This
Oh,
was like in 1984, and rap had just gone mainstream. So there was a program called Home Turf with the VJ video. It
yeah.
was
Yes.
Dominique DePrima. So I worked on that and I gained a lot of experience. And then just to cut to the chase, I ran away and joined the circus. You know, as you were talking to me earlier about El Teatro Campesino, you know, being there in San Juan Bautista,
Yeah.
I was part of a group called Culture Clash, and we emulated everything El Teatro Campesino did, but we were in the 80s, so we kind of mixed teatro with the MTV kind of generation with
Yeah.
music, and then also in San Francisco there was a lot of stand-up comedy. Everyone was doing stand-up comedy back then, you know, from Robin Williams, Jay Leno, Jerry Seinfeld, Richard Pryor. So we were part of that, and part of seeing Saturday Night Live for the first time.
Right.
And also at home, I'm watching Cantinflas
Uh-huh.
and novelas and Spanish TV. So that merger of all these things is what created Culture Clash.
Okay.
And at first it was 6 of us, but eventually it became just myself and Herbert Sigüenza and Richard Montoya. And we formed Culture Clash. That's now in its 40th
Oh my
year.
gosh. That is amazing. That's amazing.
I ran away and joined the circus for a weekend, and it became a lifelong occupation.
I love that story.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. And it's not very common. I think people do that for a short time, but they can't sustain it, right? It's really hard to sustain. So good job with that.
Yeah. It's so funny. You know, my parents were not too pleased because I quit my day job. I quit being a producer at a television station. And I'll never forget when one time we were performing outdoors at a park in San Francisco. And then, you know, we didn't make any money, so we would pass the hat, which means you would take your hat off literally and see if people would give you money. And I went out there, and guess who I bump into? My father.
Oh, no.
My father. And he sees me begging for money.
Oh, gosh.
And the crazy part is I was wearing a suit, right? And he looked at me and goes, "That's the suit I bought you for your graduation." No lie.
He wasn't laughing, probably. He wasn't laughing like I'm laughing.
He was not laughing. I hate to say it. It took a few years before he finally got it. But that's an example of reality hitting you.
Yeah.
Poor Dad.
Sure the expectations were, I brought you to this country and this is what you're doing.
In your suit that I bought you?
Exactly.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh. And so was your mother on the same page as your dad?
She was more, she was kind of not against it. She knew that I liked it. She knew I was a class clown. You know, she would come to my schools all the time. Ricardo's a smart boy, but he just can't shut his mouth. And I'm sure you know the type.
I do. I do. Yeah. And there's always one. Well, there's usually more than one in the class, but
I was the one. Oh my God. Poor teachers.
Well, I think most people in the entertainment business were probably exactly like you. There were
I think so. I know. I hear that. Yeah.
For sure, Kirk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. my buddy Kirk.
Yeah, that's right. So with culture class, did you stay in the Bay Area or did you move to Los Angeles?
We were in San Francisco for a long time, about 5-6 years. And then it was like we couldn't do any more. You know, it was like I hate to say big fish in a little pond kind of a deal. So we made that big move to Los Angeles, and which I live here still since that day. And we moved down here like in 92 or something. And it was a huge change because we found an audience, a predominantly Chicano audience. I mean, if you know LA, it is like Mexico. I mean, you know, a lot of people, Chicano is a tricky word nowadays. And even then, Mexican American is what a lot of people accepted. But Chicanos here, they were Chicanos. There was no lying about it. And then we found out that there was a Central American community, which me being from El Salvador, I was able to connect with that reality. But yeah, we moved here and we had a lot of success here. And that's why I think we're still around doing theater plays in major theaters here in Los Angeles. So we're pretty well known here. It became our home, even though we were established up in San Francisco. So this is our place, and we're still doing shows.
I love it. I'm hoping sometime to come down and see you guys because...
Yes, and I'll let you know. I will definitely, now that you're in my radar, in my podcast radar. This is my first podcast, so...
Oh, really?
You got
me too. So, hey, there you go.
Awesome.
The way that I got connected with you was grew up with Kirk Ward and interviewed him, and he said, I have some people, and he just started sending me text after, you know, like contact. And some of them, after I reached out to them, some of them got back to me and some of them didn't. And with yours, he just said, my buddy Rick has a great story, not a great story, a fascinating story. And then he just said he was shot. And that was it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I think maybe we could talk about that story if you're comfortable with it, of what happened to you that day and how your life changed.
Yeah. Kirk knows a lot about, we were roommates.
Okay.
And so I was able to talk to him about that incident. I'm lucky to be talking to you right now. In 1989, on September 7th, I was living in San Francisco's Mission District, 25th and Harrison. And at that time, it was the crack epidemic that hit all of San Francisco and the United States. You know, it was a cheap form for young people. And so a lot of violence was happening. And I lived right there on Harrison and 25th in a beautiful Victorian home. And I was with friends and we heard a commotion. So I went outside and they were beating up this kid pretty bad, like a gang. And so I just went down the stairs and I called out and said, hey, man, he's had enough. Leave him alone. He's had enough. And the kid came across the street and I kind of defended him, you know, because he was beat up pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And that's all. I thought, hey, you know, that's it. Just walk away. Yeah. And then somebody decided to change the whole thing. I just heard, so you want to get involved, huh? And the next thing I know, I saw a flash of light from a sawed-off shotgun, which,
my God.
A sawed-off shotgun propels the bullets in a large area. If it wasn't for that, if it was just a regular shotgun, it would have made a hole through my chest. But instead, it hit all my parts of my body. And so my friends that were at the top of the stairs, they dragged me upstairs through the hall. And whoever did that, they all ran away. And the kid that I was protecting ran away. And so I was there bleeding out with, the sawed-off shotgun shoots about 100 buckshot bullets, right? And so I sustained, as I knew later, about 60 of them. So I was ready to go. I was just, I thought that was it. I remember I even yelled out, you won't believe what I yelled out, but I yelled, hey, please don't tell my mother.
Oh, God.
And that was, it came out because you just think that and then life was just leaving me. I had every breath was going to be my last, and I was good with it. I knew what that fine line was going to be, that, oh, I'm going to find out what happens after.
Yeah.
And I was ready. I was like, every breath was going to be the last. And I was just exhaling. And then next thing I know, luckily paramedics came and I could hear them. And then something clicked in me that said, this is not the way I'm supposed to go. And I even remember saying, God, really? This is it? This is how I'm going to go? And then I got angry. I remember I had a certain anger in me that kind of boiled over inside of me. And even though I was like, my eyes were just going to see black soon, But
Right.
seeing the paramedics, and they came, I'll tell you about that a little later, that they came quick. Well, they came quick because San Francisco General was only 5 blocks away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Which is another miracle. But when I kicked into that anger, I said, no, 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 this is not the way I'm going to go. And I just remember, I didn't see, like they say, that tunnel and the light.
Right. Yeah.
But I did know that I was going towards something, and it was dark. I remember it was dark, and I didn't want to keep going.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like I went down this tunnel and just turned around and came back. And at that point I knew, okay, I'm still here, even though I'm dying, because I was dying. So the paramedics came in, they did all their things, went to San Francisco General, and it was the trauma center, which it was before the TV show ER,
Yes.
because trauma centers didn't have that before. So at San Francisco General, they had that. And that's why the TV show was based off the new way to have trauma centers,
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, they hooked me up to machines. They had to cut me open from like the bottom of my chin to my belly button to extract the bullets that were a couple of them in my heart, my lungs. And so my lungs collapsed. And so they had to put tubes into my body to keep air from coming in and out.
Yeah.
There was like this big machine, everything. I had tubes all over. And apparently I was in a coma for about 3 to 4 days.
Oh my gosh.
And when I opened my eyes, I got to tell you this, I was like, I can't say reborn because it sounds too religious, but I was revived, I guess is the word. I could see the lights. I could see my bed.
Yeah.
And from that point on, nothing hurt me. Nothing affected me. I was thankful. I thanked God for letting me stick around more. And I'll never forget that. And when people came to visit me, I was cheerful, and everyone was tripped out because I was bruised and, I was unrecognizable, but I was joyful because I was still here. And so that happened to me. And the days after that, it took me 6 months to fully kind of just walk around normally, And like I say to people, do not take life for granted.
No kidding.
And also you gotta, oh my God, hugs are so important. Hug people.
Yeah.
I am serious about this. Hug people, feel life, and just be kind to others. And ultimately, I didn't blame the person. It turned out the person that shot me was a 17-year-old kid.
How old were you at this time?
I was 30.
30. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So just a kid. Just a kid. And
yeah. After all this stuff, you had to go through the whole police, and it was attempted murder. So they had lineups and all that, and nobody could identify the person because it was in the evening, but the policemen knew. They knew. And then they told me who it was, but they eventually got this person for another crime. But like I said, he was just a product of social life gone wrong, and who knows what his life is. At some point, I never blamed that person. I never had hatred. It was unfortunate he did that to me, and that I maybe helped save the life of another kid. Who knows? But I got a second chance, a big second chance. And even that time in the San Francisco General, there were 6 gunshot victims at that time that I was there. like throughout the couple of weeks. And out of the 6, 5 of them passed away.
Whoa.
So that shows you how lucky I am. And I know. And one of my biggest gifts is this. If you were to look at me and see me walk and talk, you wouldn't think that happened to me because I could have lost my voice. The bullets went through my throat. I could
Oh
have
my
been,
God.
walking differently.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the event that happened. And eventually, knowing Kirk Ward and his Teatro Campesino, Luis Valdez and Culture Clash, I did a performance of me talking about the incident, and I did it very theatrically with a ballerina dressed as La Muerte, the death
Uh-huh.
figure, dancing around me, and I'm coming back to life. And I got to talk about it, and not to glamorize it or not to make myself feel great, but just to educate people that violence can happen, but one must continue. And
Yeah.
later on, as I did talk to therapists, they said, "Oh my gosh, Ricardo, you did more than what any patient would do because you shared it with people nightly, So
Yeah. I like what you said, like the recognition that this anger made you turn around in that tunnel. Like, wait a second, this isn't,
yeah,
and yet then you wake up and you don't have that anger about what happened to you anymore. Like you let
I
all that
didn't.
go. That's incredible.
I don't even know how to explain myself why I did that, but I just know that to walk the earth at this moment of time, all of us who are here for this moment of time, we just have to appreciate it. No matter how dark the days might be, no matter how hard it is to put food on your table or
Yeah.
anything in life that is difficult, you got to appreciate that we could breathe and live and share and love and hug and those things were the first things that hit me. And another one too is like, I won't forget when I started going outdoors and I'm telling people, "Oh my God, look how green that tree is." "Oh, look at that
Yeah.
mountain. You see that jagged. Oh my." So all of a sudden I'm looking at nature in a completely different way. I appreciating
Yeah.
every drop of rain, every little thing. I was like going,
Yeah. I can only imagine. I had another guest. He had a heart transplant.
"Oh my gosh."
And at 60, I think almost 60 years old, or 58 or something. And his attitude is so much like that. Like, he was in the hospital for, it was months on end, right?
Yeah,
As waiting for the heart, getting the heart, months on end. And he said, "I just couldn't believe how lucky am I that I get to be in this hospital waiting for a heart." And I was like, what?
It's like I could relate completely. It's like a reversal.
It is. It's exact opposite of what so many people actually experience when they're going through hard times. It's not that. So I just love that. I love that because so many people, especially the older we get, right? I'm going to be 60 next year. And when I was obviously in my 20s, 30s, 60 was so fucking old. You're like, "Oh my God, it's so old." And now I'm like, it's not old, it's young.
No, I know.
But so many people have that attitude of like, "Oh, I'm old. I don't want to do this. I'm old. I can't do that."
I know. You gotta stay young at heart. You reminded me of something too. Once I recuperated and it's so funny. I didn't have a doctor. I had a surgeon.
Okay.
I didn't have a doctor. I go, "Oh, I'm pretty special. I have a surgeon that talks to me." But they did say one thing that I also saved my life is that at 30, I was like in really good shape. I used to run. I used to work out. I was like in such good shape that they said that, and I had a friend of mine who was an older gentleman who was behind me. And if he was in front of me, he wouldn't have made it. Also because he wasn't physically fit too. And so all that came out later. They're saying, "Ricardo, you took the bullets for me because you were in such good shape." So I was in good shape, which says something about life and us. We should all be in shape.
In case we get shot with the shot.
In case we get shot.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that incredible? Part of what I love about talking to people is the connections that they make in things like that. So like for you, you put this together long after this happening and surviving and going, well, I survived because of these things and I saved this person's life or whatever. Like, it's so interesting to see all those puzzle pieces kind of fall into place after the fact and to even recognize them, right?
Yes.
You know, for people that see things in the negative, they don't put those things together.
Absolutely.
They don't see things that way.
Yes, that's a great thing you're saying right now. It's the attitude of being positive that energizes your body, your mind, your soul.
Agreed.
And you're so right at that, because I think that was one of the biggest things. Like when I say I was happy, I was smiling, that was putting the negativity and burying it, you know, and having rancor towards somebody and anger, that just only manifests into an ugly thing. And I didn't do that. And I'm so glad you're bringing that up, because even now, after many years of what happened to me, things come up unexpectedly. And unfortunately, one thing that you just remind me that I had to deal with was PTSD.
Right.
That kind of messed with me in the weirdest ways, because I'll give you an example. I went once on a date to see a Quentin Tarantino film. It was Reservoir Dogs, right? And in that scene, there's something that happens similar to me, because I had seen other movies where, you know, bang, bang, shoot 'em up. But if it wasn't like what happened to me, it didn't affect me. But when I see scenes that are similar of a person trying to save somebody, being shot with a shotgun, all these things, all of a sudden. So I had to leave the theater, and I explained to my date, something's wrong with me. And I got out and my palms were sweaty. My heart was it was just pure PTSD. And then I had to explain it. And it's a trip, to tell someone, because I don't go around telling people, you know.
Right. You don't wear a shirt that says "I got shot and I survived." Yeah,
I got the stupid T-shirt. And it says,
I got shot and all I got was a stupid T-shirt. I would say I can imagine, but I really can't. You know, I really can't imagine. I can see how that would be very triggering and very difficult. Well,
at the time, I didn't even know what PTSD was.
Right.
So, you know, that's kind of a newer terminology, you know, mostly unfortunately from people coming back from wars.
Right.
That's where it kind of got known more, but it happens to so many people in different ways, and violence more than anything.
Yeah, definitely. I learned a lot about PTSD when I was working with some at-risk, you know, the population of kids that I worked with for a long time. And I would have to ask them kind of upfront, like, okay, is there anything I need to be aware of that might trigger you, and how should we handle it if that happens?
Wow, that's so, oh my God, I can't, geez, you know, you don't think of that, but that's so good of you. Hey, my hat's off to you too for taking on that job that you explained to me, you know, of youth that need guidance. How did you do that? I'd interview you. How did you do it?
It was the best job I ever had. It was incredible, but it's a big learning curve because they really don't train you for that. Maybe they do now, but they didn't for me. The classroom that I had, it was very, they didn't leave my classroom. I taught all the subjects, but these were 16 to 24-year-olds. Yeah, they were going back to diplomas. And so
Carla, you are a saint.
No, I'm not. I am not a saint. I made many mistakes, and I had a shoe thrown across the room. Like, I can tell you crazy.
Oh my God. Like I said, you got a story.
But they were adult, you know, most of them were adults, and we would be working and doing whatever. And if they did a good job, I would, like, you know, tap them on the shoulder, or we did a lot of hugging, you know, we did a lot of that stuff with permission, whatever. But this one girl, I remember I wasn't thinking at all. And she did something really well, and I touched her shoulder. She goes, "Don't touch me."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh boy. And so, you know, eventually we had a conversation. She's like, and she told me her story, and I'm thinking, of course she doesn't want to be touched. Like, you don't know that. You don't know all their trauma.
No,
and
my
so
God.
it's very much like PTSD is so real, and it's so
internal, nervous brain. It's like unexplainable. I saw something that triggered me, but this one wasn't. Usually it's my body that sweats, but this one, all of a sudden, I just start crying. And I'm looking at whatever was, and it was on television. I remember it, but it was something that triggered me that was so similar and emotionally, and I'm just crying, and I'm going, "Why am I crying? Why am I crying?"
Yes,
yes. But that's how deep it is when you get hit with the body memory. It's muscle memory, brain memory, and I haven't even looked into it because I think I'm scared to. But it'd be interesting now that we're talking. Like I explained to you, this is the second time I've ever talked to anyone about this. So,
well, I'm so grateful.
Even though it's your first podcast, it's my only first podcast, second time talking about it. So this is all pretty fresh.
I appreciate it. And
I appreciate you taking this call, because you said it's good if I talk about it. I appreciate you going there with me. So thank you.
I love hearing people's stories. And what gives me energy is hearing the positive out of a negative. Like
yes.
I can get negative, and I do have, we all have negative friends, whatever. Like we all have negativity around us, right? And then to be able to like rise above it and to say, when you want to be positive, you can come over here.
Yeah.
I need that. I need that a lot because sometimes I forget,
Yes. As you're saying all this, I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, I don't talk about this too much, but I'm just realizing that positivity you're talking about, that is the best medicine.
It is.
It is medicine. It cures you, really. I'm getting back to feeling when I'm looking out and the grass is green as can be. I'm going to start remembering that because, you forget once you keep going with life's ups and downs.
Exactly.
But I do still say it. I still point out sometimes and they go, "Ricardo, are you okay?"
You're too much Mary Poppins, right? Is that I don't know if that's the right reference, but like, you only...
A spoonful of sugar will
yes!
make the medicine go down.
Exactly. I get my references all mixed up all the time, but
oh, that's funny. That's a good one, though.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Do you have any shows that are coming up?
Yes. If this airs before June 27th,
okay,
which is next week.
I'm sorry.
It won't. Okay, so
no.
you can erase that. No, just look out for any culture class shows that come across your town. We're semi-retired, but we still go out there, and we don't travel as much. But you know what? People could look up on YouTube. I think people post culture clash stuff. So
that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so you can look it up, and of course we're so old school that we don't know how to do that.
That makes me so happy.
Carla, we rode on the superhighway on a burro. So that's where we stand.
Well, that is where I get bogged down every once in a while. I really try to stay positive about all the technology and, the young people. Oh my gosh. God. I know. I'm trying not to be negative. I won't say I'm positive about it, but I will. I do try not to sound like the oldest person in the room all the time.
Well, you're doing a podcast, so congratulations.
Thank God.
I hope it goes well for you. And that's a new technology. I mean, before it was just radio.
I know. I love talking to you because you just make me feel right at home. Where's the radio? I can't find the radio anymore. There's no good radio station.
Oh, you don't even know. I'm upset that they no longer are putting CD players in cars. That's gone. Oh, man.
I know. And what are you supposed to do with all those fucking CDs now? Do you throw them away? Do you keep them? Are they going to come?
Oh, you know what?
What the hell?
You know what I did? I am so attached to them because I think they're part of my past. I got rid of all the jewel boxes.
Yeah.
And I put all my CDs in these like like albums,
Yes,
like picture albums.
Yes.
So I have like 4 of these giant things that hold like 100 each. And I'm still, and my daughters, I have 2 daughters that are in their in mid-20s.
Yeah.
And they're going, are you ever going to play those? And I go, yes, I am. I'm going to find a way.
I'm going to go to the Goodwill and find a CD player.
Yeah, because you can't even find them anymore.
Well, I'm going to admit that I did the same exact thing. I spent hours taking those freaking CDs out and labeling them and putting them into this.
God.
I did exactly the same thing that you're talking about.
Oh
now
my
I
God.
have these huge binders I can barely pick up because they're so heavy.
That's hilarious.
And I did the same thing with the DVDs because they're the same.
Oh, no,
right?
you didn't.
I did,
Oh,
but what the... Why?
Oh
Why?
My God. You can't even sell them for a quarter.
No, no. I keep thinking, how can I decorate with these? Like, could I make something out of them?
That's a good idea. Start building a wall full of them, collage.
I guess. I mean, I did save my records, because I was big record. And so I saved all my records and then I bought a record player, but
yeah, no, that's it. Do you know that that's in now?
I do,
all
but
Gen Z is doing all that now.
I know.
And they're even discovering cassettes. So,
yeah,
who knows? It's cyclical. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
How
all
things
right.
go.
Well, let's hold on to our CDs and then.
Okay, I will. Well, it's so good talking to you. At first, I was a little tentative, but Kirk is like one of my best friends,
Yeah,
so he vouched for you. So you're good.
Oh,
you're good.
Well, thank you. And he definitely, I know that if he sent me, like I said, he sent me a whole lot of names and he definitely was like, you got to talk to this guy. You got to talk to this guy. And you were one of the top ones. And
can't wait. I can't wait to tell him how great it went. I hope it went well. I think it did.
I think it's great.
Talk about positive. I feel good about this, and I thank you, really, from the bottom of my heart. And I hopefully get to meet you in person sometime.
Yes, we will definitely meet. Yeah.
All right. Well,
and
thank you
so much.
I think, is that good? Are we done? Yes, I think so.
Thank you for joining me on today's adventure. Thanks to Amy Clifford for making the t-shirts and planning that bastard's feast. And a huge thank you to Ricardo Salinas, actor, producer, survivor, and ambassador of positivity. Thank you for listening to Gen X TrustFall. If you liked this episode or have a suggestion for a potential guest, please check out our website at genxtrustfall.com. Gen X TrustFall is produced by me and the recording master, Ryan Loomis, at Double Banger Studio. Music by Ryan and Sam. Website and advisory by Amy Clifford.